The second speaker is Arusharko Banerjee, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Khidirpur College. The title of his paper is The Cities of the Anthropocene, Critiquing Environmentalism of the Global North.
A very good afternoon to everyone present and to Professor Himadri Lairi, our Honorable Chair. My name is Arusharko Banerjee, and that there should be a correction actually. I'm a state-aided college teacher, a SAT level 1 from Khidirpur College, Department of English. So as I was saying that I will be talking about the cities of the Anthropocene. So before we go on, so this is my presentation. So before we go on to talk about the city, we must have a clear understanding of the fact that the city is very different from the country. So this has been one of the most important works by Raymond Williams. So Williams distinguishes between the city and the country, and he also challenges this differentiation that was there. And he says that although there are a number of images which clearly differentiate between the city and the country, and he says that such differences had been very much well pronounced in the writings of the 16th century British literatures, but and these often depict the city as a dark mirror of the country itself. So the city is a very bad place and the country is a very good place. It has its community, it has its greeneries and everything else. But this difference, according to Raymond Williams, is very futile. It's not perfect in itself. There are a lot of bad, a lot of low points within this. So he goes on to link or talk about the city in such a way that he says that there is a dualistic nature to this. And this is my understanding of the difference between the city and the country life. So this has been the earlier difference, but present day we find that the narratives of the cities have completely shifted. They have tried to emphasize that the city is cities of the global north. They are very much self-sustainable. They are they have all the necessary technologies. Their green cover is more than anything else, and these places are also some of the hubs of jobs and industrial profiling. But we have to understand that this concept of sustainability is something that is entirely dependent on their definition, the definition given by the global north. It does not take into consideration a holistic perspective. Why do I say this? Because when we see this, it is a reference to our article written by Yazdani. So he says that the definition of sustainability given by these people is that one can meet their own needs without harming nature. But the harmonious relationship that exists in the cities of the global south is never taken into consideration. Instead, they are always dubbed as places which are extremely polluted, which are nasty, filled with smoke from the factories and everything else. But, so this is a graphic image of Delhi, filled with smoke and smog. And he also continues this by stating that 60% of the global carbon emissions finally happen to come from the cities of the global north, and these contribute to the extreme amounts of global warming, and this global warming is ultimately responsible for the increase in the sea level. So what we fail to acknowledge is that although the cities of the global north may be considered as sustainable according to their definition, it must be accepted with a little bit of salt, because these cities are also responsible for producing the largest number of greenhouse gases, and if we continue to move in the same direction, there is a chance that due to the rising sea level, the cities of the global south will be affected the most. And specifically cities which are very close to the coastal areas, these will be completely submerged under the seas. So this is another delineation of Delhi from different angles. So I like to propose this argument that this entire debate of climate change that we are finding is dominated largely by the Western academia, is actually racist in nature. They do not consider our perspectives, they do not consider the perspectives from the global south, and there is a need to change this. I would specifically refer to these two books. One is by Climate Change is Racist and another is Pollution is Colonialism. If we go on to read about these two books, we'll find that how this notion of pollution and climate change is being deconstructed. And there is an argument that we need to not only shoulder responsibilities for the climate change equally, but we also need to provide a new definition, a kind of a new understanding about the causes and the impacts of the climate change. This is a particular book that I want to really talk about. It's by Baviskar, so I'm also carrying the book with me right here. So it's a very interesting read. So this actually talks about Delhi. Baviskar analyzes that the kind of ecological problems that we see currently in Delhi, say from the smog and everything else. So this is a result of two very important factors. One factor is, Baviskar argues that it is largely dependent on the administration, as they always want to make Delhi a first-class city, or a city which is very much at par with the cities of the global north. And according to that, they have begun extensive construction projects, and these have greatly hampered the existence of greeneries in Delhi. They have also indulged in an extremely commercial, consumeristic attitude, which Baviskar defines as that changa khao te changa paheno. So as much as you eat, drink as much as you want, wear what you want. So a very consumeristic lifestyle. And this is perhaps one of the most important reasons why we find that cities of the global south are also contributing or coming up at par with the cities of the global north, disregarding any thought for the changing climate. And we go on to the next part. So this is actually the novel that I want to talk about. So this is a science fiction novel by Thomas Matthew. And in this novel, Thomas Matthew imagines that Mumbai is now no more. The old Mumbai is no more. It is completely inundated by the Arabian Sea. And after that, people of Mumbai, they are actually living in a large building, which is called the Bombardrome. So in this Bombardrome, there are every kind of technological advancement that you can think of. It is filled with it, but the people are made to live or sustain in a kind of a atmosphere where the air is specifically supplied with such chemicals and toxins which induces them in them a kind of amnesia, so that they keep forgetting what happened the previous days. So they are always and already living in the moment, the present times, and they are absolutely unaware of what was there in Mumbai before the establishment of the Bombardrome. And okay, so I'll just be finishing up. So this kind of depiction or this kind of imagination about the global cities, about the cities of the global south, we must understand that this is a kind of a critique, a kind of a address to the fact that if we are not able to compete, if we are not able to provide our own understanding about the climate change, there would be a time when our cities, the cities of the global south, would actually be the worst affected. So that would be all. So this is the bombardrome actually. This is actually a graphic imagery of the bombardrome. So it's completely flooded, and the people are living in these buildings actually. So that will be all. Thank you everyone.